Okay, just the other day I was thinking about education and educating kids on some basic facts, a series of basic facts on bringing up kids. Basically, how trauma damages them, what does traumatize kids, infantile damage, the inability to attach to parents, and all that sort of thing from conception to the teenage years, basically, and especially between conception and the first 3 years, because these basic facts, need to go into these kids so that they can avoid diabolical mistakes when they go on to have children. To me, it makes perfect sense that we should be educating young people on these things rather than just educating them on how to be taxpayers. Now, I know quite a lot about that sort of thing, and I know, but when I sat down and I thought about giving this instruction to them in a class, okay, with a class of about, 20, 30 students, and a teacher sort of semi-apathetically imparting these facts to them, and the kids just sitting there in the class writing things down under pressure to memorize the information, otherwise they won't score the points on the test. I just thought to myself, put myself back in that scene, and it's absolute bullshit. No, I mean, they'll remember the facts for a short period of time, but nothing's being appreciated, nothing's going in on a real level. And so I thought, well, how do they appreciate it? How do they actually think about it? And I realized that you've got to go from institutionally imparting the information under pressure and instead just have a conversation with them. So the model I have is one teacher, or maybe even a visiting expert who has a genuine interest in the field, having like a list of points and factors that they need to go over, and sitting in a circle, a comfortable circle of chairs with about 10 students, giving the basic facts and then having a conversation with them. Get rid of the achievement motivation, the need and the pressure to score points on a test. Just throw all of that away, because all of that is like a spanner in the works. They're not going to sit down and openly think and reflect on the things that they so desperately need to think and reflect on if they're under pressure. So just humanize the whole process and come back to what is probably the most natural form of learning in a normal conversation, and get these kids to learn like that. And then I realized it's like all I'm asking for is the normal human learning process, and it just made an example just with this of how much of an absolute load of crap it really can be to get kids to sit in a class writing things out, memorizing things under pressure, trying to score points on a test. Because how much do kids learn like that, really? How much does anyone really learn like that? Not much. It's all reciting. Things are being remembered, nothing's being appreciated and digested in a normal way. And the illusion is that we have these tests, that test for learning, which is your ability to regurgitate information, but the ability to regurgitate and memorize is not necessarily learning at all, is it? You look at these kids who we celebrate as having this wonderful attitude towards education. They work hard, they believe in it, okay, and they get good marks at school, and they're focused on their studies. Yet those same kids often have the most extraordinarily empty, sterile, and on a deeper level, mindless relationship to everything that they've learnt. What is real education? Well, there's a part of us that knows the difference because we've all experienced the difference, and that's what I'm trying to say. When it comes to stuff that really needs to be appreciated, like the hard facts on child development, I realize that I would like to see education as we know it replaced with discussion groups. Again, without any pressure. Because if you're pushing someone to learn something that they don't really want to learn, they're not learning it. No way. Not on a real level. They might score those points on a test, but they're not learning it. And that's something I think we need to think about. What do those tests really test for?